Before Jenna Ortega stepped into the iconic role of Wednesday in the spin-off of the Addams Family franchise, or she stole our horror hearts as Tara in Scream,
I still prefer the Babysitter.
she started acting in 2012 at the age of 9, and since then she has 41 credits to her name at the age of 20. Early on in her career, she had minor roles in films that you certainly heard of, but might not have realized that she was in, like Iron Man 3 and Insidious 2. It wasn't until 4 years later where she would have her breakout role on Disney's Stuck in the Middle. Yes, she is one of those dreaded Disney child stars, only she has seemed to have fallen on the right side of Hollywood and not fallen victim to it. Stuck in the Middle ran for 57 episodes and focused on her character Harley, who was the middle child of a family of 9, and she was our guide through her struggles as being part of a large family. The show ran for 2 years in the middle of her reoccurring role on Jane the Virgin, which she appeared on as young Jane on 30 episodes, while also doing the voice of Princess Isabel on Elena of Avalor. Upon wrapping her commitments with Disney in 2020, she was off and running with The Babysitter, Killer Queen, 7 movies, 3 in post-production, and 2 TV shows. So here is 5 of Jenna Ortega's best movies that you may never have,
or probably,
seen.
Number 5. The Fallout. After a tragic school shooting, Veda begins to reinvent herself while reevaluating her relationships and her view of the world. Moving away from her comfortable family routine, she starts taking chances with a series of decisions that test her own boundaries and push her in new directions. As she spends more time with Mia, they grow closer and Veda slowly redefines herself through their shared experiences.
This is a very good film. It jumps right in there. If you watch the trailer, you'll see that this movie is about a school shooting, and you get to see how Jenna Ortega deals with the fallout of what happened in the school. And she has that wide range of emotions that she goes through the entire film, which I thought was pretty damn marvelous.
And if you have children, especially teenagers that are, around her age portrayed in this film, it's a rough watch. There were a couple of times where I was like, okay, I need to just look away, just because it's really, what she's feeling. It's terrible. And they do jump right in. Like, the school shooting happens within the first 5-10 minutes of the movie. Because of course the movie is really centered around the aftermath and what these kids are going through. Number 4.
X. A group of actors set out to make an adult film in rural Texas under the noses of their reclusive hosts. But when the elderly couple catches their young guest in the act, the cast finds themselves in a desperate fight for their lives. I was pleasantly surprised when we saw this movie in the theaters. She is a side character in the film, but she does a great job, so it is a very good film to watch.
Not for children.
No.
Obviously, they're making an adult film, and they do show things.
Mm-hmm.
Not Jenna Ortega, she's a good girl. Number 3. The Babysitter, Killer Queen. 2 years after defeating a satanic cult led by his babysitter, B, Cole once again has to outsmart the forces of evil when old enemies unexpectedly return.
So after X, we came home, I don't know if it was that night or the next night, it's like, oh, shit, we haven't seen this movie and Jenna Ortega is in it? Alright, we're going to watch it now. Movie's great. Just as good as the first one, maybe slightly better than the first one, but it is funny, it's got some good horror stuff in it.
We weren't big fans of the first one. It was good, but we weren't oh yeah, we definitely have to keep watching this. And then we saw the second one and we're like, yeah, now we like them both.
Yeah, definitely. So this is one that you definitely want to check out if you want to kick back and have a good time watching a film, and pair it up with our number 2 on this list.
Number 2.
American Carnage. After a governor issues an executive order to arrest the children of undocumented immigrants, the newly detained youth are offered an opportunity to have their charges dropped by volunteering to provide care to the elderly. Once inside the facility, they soon discover the governor and a supervisor have cooked up a horrifying, depraved conspiracy that endangers the young and old. The American Carnage, it is excellent.
Yeah.
Every single person in this film is great.
They were all really good.
This is a distant second from 3 through 5, and those other movies are great, but this is that good.
Yeah. But definitely American Carnage. This movie was super funny the whole way through. I laughed a lot.
Yes, Jenna Ortega was a little bit more comedic in this role, and she was the badass that we've come to know.
She definitely had, like, I mean, it's a big difference, right, between, like, Fallout and American Carnage, which we watched on the same night. So, Fallout, she's, I mean, looking very, like, young, no makeup, hair is always pulled up, she's big baggy clothes, and then in this movie, she has that badass look about her. Her hair is, like, straight and pull and down, and she's got streaks of pink, and she's wearing her makeup, and she's got the attitude. It's the Jenna Ortega we know and love. Number 1. Scream 5. 25 years after a streak of brutal murders shocked the quiet town of Woodsboro, California, a new killer dons the ghost face mask and begins targeting a group of teenagers to resurrect secrets from the town's deadly past.
How could you not know it was Scream? It's not like there's any hints that we actually like Scream. No, not anything here that you get when we have 5,000 subscribers, right?
Yeah. The opening scene, Jenna Ortega, man, we were like, yeah, this chick's badass. Like, we like her.
Yeah. Out of the Scream films, where do you rank them? For me, it's 1, 5, 4, 2, and then 3, all the way down there. Oh, so you can't see it no more.
I rank them the same.
Yeah, and you know, if you've seen our reviews, we tend to agree on certain movies, which is weird because all the tops are the same. But then there's other movies that Malignant that somebody doesn't like. But one day she will.
Give it a rest.
I'm pretty certain that everybody's seen Scream, so make sure you go and see American Carnage if you're going to choose one movie from this list that you haven't seen before. But all 5 of them are great movies. How do you rank them? Is there a movie that we missed that you would include in there?
I mean, there's ones that we would have included definitely, but it's only 5, so there's lots of honorable mentions though.
Now, if you made it to the end of this video, you'll possibly know that our channel blew up when Scream 5 came out because we were the first to drop on YouTube all the Easter eggs. We dropped so many Easter eggs that we had to do it in 2.5 parts. That's right, because we saw it 8 times and there was just a lot of stuff that was out there.
Yeah.
So we are the ones that debuted a lot of those Easter eggs, like with Terrifier 2 and Terrifier 1. But you also get a little sneak peek and a little bit of an announcement. In February and probably mostly through March, it's going to be a lot of Scream stuff here. So we're going to have theories that nobody else is talking about, like we dropped before Scream 5, and we dropped all the facts on why Stu can still be alive. We're also going to have a lot of great content when it comes to Scream, some interviews, some behind the scenes, some theories, so stay tuned for that. That's going to be an exciting time, so get ready to write all of that up.
And then of course the new movie drops March 10th, and I mean, who knows how many times we'll see it.
No Sidney Prescott, so it could be one and done. I don't know. Anyway, don't forget it is the quest for 5,000 subscribers, and you can help us get there by
liking, subscribing, and sharing.
Along the way, as we hit 100 likes, 100 comments, you have a chance to win some fabulous prizes. And when we hit 5,000 subscribers, thank you for getting us to 2,000 and above, you'll have a chance to win this box of Strawberries and Scream cereal signed by David Arquette, Matthew Lillard.
You almost messed that up again.
Yep, I almost crossed the names. Anyway, until the next Pop 5, see ya.
See ya.